Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today, I was just stopping to show you. This is the envisioned dream that I had when Jan and I bought this. This was the farm we bought this spring that had 17 building lots postmarked to be built all over these ridges. It was all surveyed off in 10-acre tracts. There was a 5-acre tract. No, a 6-acre tract and a 7-acre tract. The rest were all 10 and 12 acres. And the developer ripped out all the fence, and it was just put in roads. And bottom line was it didn't work out for the developer, and it worked out for Jan and I to buy it, and now we've got it back into cattle. So we got a water meter. And now we got pressurized water all across this farm, plus 3 ponds. And Johnny's put in 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 rock skirts on 3 ponds. So we can use the ponds. We don't have to use the pressurized public water all the time. But I'm gonna tell you what, that pressurized water, clear up on that hill by that big oak tree over there. You can see a couple of bulls up there drinking from that blue fountain. That is unbelievable flexibility, folks. When you can put water on top of a hill, and that's where your nutrients. So you got to remember your manure and your urine all ends up around that water, or a lot of it does. Not 100%, but quite a bit of it does. And if you put your water tank down in the bottom, well, that's where all your nutrients end up. You can see those bulls walking toward us up there on that hill. They're coming back. They've already drank. So what I'm doing is I'm stripping it from that fence line. You can see there all the way over to that bottom over there. And so those bulls are given strips, and they have to come back over here to the right, and then there's a lane that goes back to that water tank. And I'm extending that lane. That's north. That woods you're looking at, that's north. I'm extending the lane south back toward me, the width of the paddock every day. And it's working out so awesome. Yeah. Water's critical, folks. You got to have it. If you don't have water, you don't have anything, because you can't run livestock. And I'm to the conclusion on, especially if you want to do well with livestock, the higher quality of water that you can offer your animals, the better health you're going to have from the animals. And it's going to be healthier on your bottom line, because your animals are going to gain weight. They're not going to get sick. And you can use them to landscape your land, building soil, trampling, defecating, urinating, and moving on. But without water strategically placed around your farm, it's pretty tough to do that. So when we hooked onto the water meter's right here by me, by this fence. There's a hydrant right over there. See it? That orange? That's a hydrant. So I've got water now clear up here on Route F. And then I went down the valley there. That's where I hooked into the existing farm water, and we got that hooked in and put a hydrant down there. So now we've got these frost-free tanks located around this farm. There's still 1, 2, yeah, maybe, yeah, 2. There's 2 more I want to put in. But that's a project for another day. And I'm going to set them clear back against that woods line. You see those big round bales? There's a big ridge off to your right there. I'm going to set one out there, and then I'm going to set one over there to the left. Then I'm going to have it completely strategically water right where I need it. But right now it's working fine. It's a whole lot better than not having to rely on those ponds, because the ponds they're dispersed good, they're evenly placed, but it's just a long ways between them. And so what happens is when you make cattle walk, a mile back to a pond, which is about it wasn't quite a mile, 3/4 of a mile, from that far woods line all the way back behind these trees, there's a pond over there. And I was getting some really good cattle lanes, I mean dirt. couldn't help it. I mean, it took, 7, 8 days to graze all that off. Well, they're using that same water lane for 7, 8 days. You're going to have some dirt paths formed by your livestock going to drink water. So I hate that. I hate dirt lanes, and that's because when it rains, you have a dirt trail coming down that ridge right there where those bulls are. I'm not going to get one. Not now because I got pressurized water, but with the pond I was. You're going to get trailing. They all follow each other just like those are doing right there. Watch them. How many's up there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 coming down that ridge. They've all drank. The two at the top are playing with each other. But they tend to fall right behind the other one. And when they do that, they form a lane, a dirt trail, and then you get a rain. You get a 3-inch rain coming down that steep hill over there. Well, now you got a ravine. Yeah, that's right. You got a washed out ravine, and boy, those are hard to get stopped. It's better if you don't ever form one. So that's the advantage of having pressurized water. Do I have to pay for this water? Yes, I do. But we are so fortunate. Our water district, they do a wonderful job. And my hats are off to that crew. They do everything they can to keep our costs down. And yeah, thank you, Sherry. Her and her whole crew there, they're the best. So we appreciate you, because without water, it's tough to do what we do out here on this land. It's just nice. The beautiful thing about pressurized water is we don't have to own the pump. We don't have a pressure tank. We don't have a pump house. We don't need electricity. We just hook onto the meter. And if we lose electricity out here, if you were on a pump system, let's say I drilled a well out here, and we got a snowstorm or ice storm or heaven forbid a tornado, and it knocked out our electricity for a week. Well, you don't have any water because you can't run the pump. You don't have electricity. Well, with this water line here, it doesn't need electricity. So even when you're without electricity, you can still water your animals. So I guess where I'm going with that is it's nice to have the flexibility. If you wanted to drill a well, fine. But out here, you're looking at somewhere around 28 to 38,000. And then you've got a lot of stuff you got to do to maintain that. Yeah, so you got to get power to it. Where are you going to get power at? There's no power right here. We've got it on the very back of the farm back there, but not up here. So it's just, it's pretty nice to have. If you've got a water line, a water district, go check it out. See what it costs per thousand before you ever get a meter. Some of it you can't afford to water livestock on. It's just too expensive, and I get that. I've got a farm, Jan and I do. It's north of here, and we told them to come get the water meter. We couldn't pay it. I mean, it was ridiculous. We had bucking. That's back in the days we had the bucking horses for the rodeo outfit, and our water bill for 40 horses was pretty close to $450 to $500 a month to water 40 to 45 horses. Now these are big horses. These are big old draft bucking mares. Man, those horses could drink some water. And it was hot, and they liked that water, but boy, my water bill, it was awful. And that's why we told them to come and get the water meter. And let me zoom out here. Told them to come get the water meter, and we built another pond. So that farm is now all on ponds. But anyway, I'm gonna get going. You all have a good one, and we'll see you down the road next time.